You see this? Hi. Good morning.
Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, there
Can you hear me?
I can. I'm on my phone, so
Honestly, I usually do Zooms from my phone because, hey, Lisa. I usually do Zooms from my phone just because my computer can be so annoying. But I have some notes on my phone that I wanted to do that I never put elsewhere. So I'm like, I gotta pull out my laptop.
Oh yeah, my laptop, the video. Remember how it like would go in and out?
I know. Well, and I can't figure out like if you have you ever done it on your phone and like recorded? Like it gives you a recording option, but I don't know what happens. So not that this has to be recorded. It's really just for you guys, but
oh yeah, I see like a little record up at the top. Like
yeah,
corner.
this is. I mean, oh, on your phone, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I can record it like on my own or
I don't know. I don't know. It's recording here. We'll see if Katie makes it on. She's not a morning person, so I want to see. I want to see.
Oh yeah.
I commented on the post, so we'll see. You guys, I haven't even had coffee yet. I don't know why, because it's like 9 o'clock, but
I was up at 6:55.
less.
Braxton got up and he wouldn't go back to sleep, so
I'm starting my morning routine again on Monday, so it should be fun.
yay! I'll be
Honestly,
there.
though, I
I'm up
crave it.
at
I feel
5.
like when you're not in routine and you get, it's like I like can't. I'm like dreading, but I can't wait for everything to go back to normal all at the same time.
Oh yeah.
I've had Josh home for the last 2.5 weeks. He's actually like been off, like off,
Oh,
like home
nice.
with us. So, which has been really nice. But you know, it's like your whole day is like different.
Yeah. Hi, Lisa. It just popped you up on there.
I know. Good morning. So hold on. I'm trying to find. I have all my notes here, but I had another thing where. So I'm not being rude and going on my phone. I'm just looking for a certain note that I had. No, hold on a minute. But how are you guys? How was your holidays?
Good. It was a rough week going back to work because I was like out of whack a little bit.
That's why I said, because Megan messaged me and was like, that's it, turn. I hate my job. Like this, like I'm making this explode. I'm doing X, Y, Z. And I'm like, this is what happens because you were just off and now you got to go back to work.
I know. It was terrible. Come on. Gosh, this cat.
All right, I'm going to tag Katie and then I'm going to start talking because I don't want to, the Zooms, it's a good thing that it keeps it till 30 minutes because you guys know, like I can yap forever. So I feel like it's good that it cuts you off, but I want to get started too. So I'm just going to tag her and be like, we're on.
Wake up.
Yeah. Lisa, you roomed with us at Summit, right? Do you remember at Summit?
She was so hard to wake up.
Oh my gosh. Like, you know, like a kid, like when people like sleep, like a bomb could go off and they don't.
Yeah.
She'd be like, what time is it?
That solid in my life. Even pre-kids.
I know.
Can I just say this is super random, but it's because I'm in my little office, like guest room. I'm so mad because I have the bobblehead, and my bobblehead broke. Can you see it?
No. Which bobblehead is that? Why don't I hold?
Siggy.
Oh,
it's my cat.
I'm like, why can't I? You know what? I have them all in boxes still because sometimes I use them. Well, first of all, I should have absolutely made my guest room an office like I wanted to when we moved here. I listened to everybody who was like, but you need a guest room and blah, 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 blah. And which is true, like whatever. But I wanted to make it like half an office, half a guest room, whatever. Anyway, I kept saying I was going to do it and never got to it. So I think if I had that as like my space, I'd have them all out on display. But I have them all still in the boxes because I'm always like, maybe I'll do them for a giveaway one time. Maybe I'll whatever.
Yeah, I thought about that, and then I just like, I'm going to take them out because I used them for my elf on the shelf. So I took them out of the box.
I have so many. I have Joel. I have Siggy. I think I have Shalene, right? Didn't we get Shalene ones back when like
Hio?
Yeah, and I think I have Autumn too. Do we have an Autumn one? I don't know.
Huh, I'm jealous. I want an Autumn one.
I heard a rumor that they're making a Sean one.
Oh, nice.
2020, which I would die. I need a Sean one. All right. Let me tag her quick.
Oh my gosh.
Say, wake up. Hold on.
Like a hot mess. I worked out for like an hour, so
I'm half asleep and haven't had coffee, so I'm hoping that I say All right. So I just want to hash this out real quick with you guys. So Megan was like messaging me. I'm like, I'm talking in code because not that I like didn't want to, but I'm like, I need to tell everybody. Okay. So first, new coach university. Lisa, I know you've had your own coach training for a while. I don't know where you're at with yours. Ours basically just like, it just started falling flat, honestly, like a year ago. I feel like even more, like, I don't want to say more than that, but maybe like a year ago, it just stopped. Like, there wasn't a ton of engagement, and the people who were engaged, I just felt like that training once upon a time was like set people off awesome. And now it just like, I don't know if it's that it's outdated or just falls flat or just like shifts in social media and whatever, but it just like wasn't doing its thing anymore. And I was not the only coach. Like, you don't even know the coaches in Roundtable who've been like everybody's in the same spot. But anyway, so Christy Krosner, I don't know if you guys know who that is. She's a 15-star. She's like a really successful, awesome coach. She's so generous and giving and like shares so much. But anyway, she was sharing with the whole Roundtable. People came out. I actually came out and asked because one of my goals for the new year is to do shit that scares me, and that scares me. So I came out and was like, for anybody who feels like they have a new coach training that gets coaches like out of the gates, like thriving, growth, just sets them up for like solid, like whatever with where Beachbody is at and social media is at and whatever, I was like, please walk me through your new coach training. Like, what do you cover? What do you do? What do you whatever? So anyway, she offered to Zoom with me, and I did a Zoom with her and a few other coaches 2 days ago. And she walked us through her new coach training. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's nothing like, oh my gosh, it's not like this epiphany thing. But I think the way she explained it and laid it out and what she gave is awesome. And I literally want to offer it to our team on like Monday. So if you guys think it's good, and I could send you, she sent me everything, like everything down to the Google Docs she uses, to the like homework assignments, like in like just everything, every little thing she uses. It's basically like she said, here's my whole training, the scripts and everything. If you want to use it, use it. So what she does, she talks to us about how like, she's like, I just sat here and I was like, well, how long have I felt stuck? What worked when I signed up as a coach, and what am I like, what was working then and what's not working now? Like, what's falling flat and why? I don't understand because this worked for so long. And she talked about changing our language, like with this generation of coaches and social media. She was like, you have to change your language from being a mentor to doing, like, she was like, everybody calls their things like, oh, mentorship, I'm a mentor, I'm this and that. And she's like, when you hear the word, oh, my mentorship starts whenever, she's like, people automatically think guidance. Like, it's just what comes along with that word. And she's like, not that that's a bad thing, but she's like, I completely changed my dialogue, my wording, everything to internships and a coach university, because that automatically clicks your brain to think work. So she's like, coaches have to put in the work. They can't just go on social media anymore and share and have it expected to be like this big explosion, because not that we were lucky, but we came on, like Megan, you came on a little bit after, or didn't really start working the business till after, but like we came on when Beachbody first like exploded on social media. It was like, you know, like when Bird Box came out and everybody's talking about it. So now it's kind of been a few years and whatever. So anyway, she was saying how she changed it to university and internship, and how that just sets your coaches up off the bat knowing like you have to work. Like, this is, you have to put in work, you have to do daily activities. You can't just come on here and read it and post a selfie on social media and expect to like have a business. So she basically, she's like, when I signed up, she's like, who here, she made us raise our hands, who here was given like detailed trainings and their handheld through everything, and who had to figure shit out on their own? And most of us were like, we had a lot of shit to figure out on our own. So she was like, the issue now with coaches is we've all been in this for so long that we try to give our coaches everything. And we're like, here's how you do this, and here's how you do this, and here's what to do, and here's what to say, and today you're going to go do this. And she's like, and coaches see all of that, and it's not even just like an overwhelm. It's just like, okay, well, I'll do that later. And they never get to it because there's so much handed to them. There's not like work that they have to actually go in and do, I guess she was saying. So anyway, I'm rambling, but it's all the basics. There's no magic like things, but she focuses on things that build a business. The first week is all on going back. Lisa, do you remember when we used to do those memory joggers and like the code, like your dream sheet? Like she's like, I went back like the first week. She's like, and I'm like, what did I do? I told people make a dream sheet, make a contact list, and whatever. She's like, I wasn't even doing that anymore. So she does that. And she talks about, which I love because I feel like I was never even taught this. And Lisa, I'm sure you know this. I still have coaches like diamonds that ask me. She talks about how to become a 500 PV coach, like off the bat. So instead of just saying your first goal is to hit Success Club, she dives into volume and how that is what gives you a paycheck. Like, so she breaks down how to become a 500 PV coach. She gives the in her PDF she sent me, there's links to our entire product catalog with all the volume things next to it. So that way she's like, she was an athlete when she signed up. So she's like, I had no reason to do Beachbody other than the product. So she's like, when I signed up, I automatically went to our book. And I'm like, we have a book? Which I knew that we had, but, we're so inclined to just go BOD Shakeology, BOD Shakeology, BOD Shakeology. And we're like, sell challenge packs, sell challenge packs, sell challenge packs. And she's like, but there's so much more to income, and there's so much more to volume, and there's so much more to like even your coaches feeling good. And like, we have other stuff than that we don't even, you have to see the list. I was like, holy crap, like pages of stuff. So anyway, so she breaks down the first week. She goes through that. She goes through how to become a PV coach, why that gives you a paycheck, and why when you focus on that, even 500, I think it's 500 PV a month actually. So she's like, I don't even tell them weekly volume. It's like at the end of the month, hit this much PV. And what's funny is that 3 challenge packs actually equal more than that, or maybe a little less than that. I forget. But it's basically the same thing, but it's giving them from a business standpoint, like how to hit volume. And so that way when they're like, when you don't sell a challenge pack or you're not hitting Success Club, they're still like, okay, well, what can I sell to make this much volume? And she's like, and when you tell new coaches that, and then they tell their coaches that, and then they tell their coaches that, you have a team that's building for volume and a paycheck. And like, people can say all they want. Like, I'm not trying to sound all business, but people can say, oh, the money's nice and I would do it for free, but I just want to help people. But at the end of the day, we all want a paycheck, correct? So, and I feel like coaches who are going to stay and work the business, and retention comes from them seeing a paycheck. I know for me, when I announced I was a coach, I've never not had a paycheck after that. My first one was $27, but I always had one, and it always grew from there. And that's what made me say the first week I announced I was a coach, wow, I can really make money doing this. So I don't want to lead trainings anymore that don't focus on that at all, because I feel like it ends up giving you like a bunch of hobby coaches and a bunch of people who are like, oh, well, this is a fun thing to be a part of. And they go elsewhere for income because it's just kind of a fun thing they do. And if they sell a challenge pack, great, or whatever. Does that make sense? So, So she goes through her inviting process, and she goes through, but it's walked through very slow. So it's 6 weeks, which when I said that to Megan, I'm like, I know that makes you go like, oh, it sounds so long, but it's only 1 video a week. So every Monday, she because she was like, what I found was when I was doing daily posts, there would be like one person who goes through the whole thing and slams it and does it great, and then the other people would be like, oh, I'll get to it, and then you have those people who, like, by the weekend they have to catch up on everything and then they don't do it. So she's like, I would do 1 40-minute video, which sounds long, but she's like, it's once a week. So it's every Monday at the same time it gets posted, and it's 40 minutes of breaking down whatever topic it is. And you guys, I swear I had written down what her topics were, and now I can't find them. But it's basically like the first video is basics of your inviting, and then the second video is all the volume and going emerald and stuff like that. And then the third video, it builds in a way that's really good. And I can send you I have all the YouTube links and everything so you can watch. But it's once a week on Monday. And then through the week is homework. Like, she's like, okay, so this is your homework for the week. And she's like, on Wednesday, I do a check-in post, and I'm like, how's everybody doing? How's your contact list going? How much have you sent today? Whatever. So it keeps them engaged, and it gives them time to do it. And it just gives them, it's a business building university, I guess you can say. So I'll send you the rest so you guys can look. And here's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Originally, I told in Courageous with Grace that I wasn't doing this until February 4th, because when I looked at the training, I was like, even though it's only 6 videos, this is a bear. Like, her videos are 40 minutes long. They're like really in depth, and like, I mean, they do screen shares of the back office. They show you how to like set up your legs, which we've never, right, Lisa, were we ever, I feel like I still have coaches that don't know what their strong and weak legs are. So like, it's just a lot of stuff that like you need to know to build an actual business. It's not fluff. Anyway, but then I was like, it's the new year. Like, me and Megan, us alone, we have like a handful of new coaches who like want to run. And I was like, you know what? Her whole Zoom that she did with us was basically about don't fix what's not broken. She's like, I went back to when I was a coach and I looked at what worked. So I'm like, you know what? If this is going to take me, like, even if we split it up, you guys, it's a lot. And I'm like, I was like taking notes. I'm like, I want to make sure that I say everything and do everything the right way. So anyway, I just wanted to know if you guys had a problem if I ran this like next week and used her videos. I don't think it's a big deal, because when I started as a coach, Catherine didn't do our trainings. I did trainings with Brandy. I did trainings with Jackie. It was higher up their coaches that, and honestly, like, I feel like for a while I was like, well, I have to do my trainings because I feel like coaches are more accountable to me. But when I think back to when I did those trainings and Jackie would call me out and be like, okay, where is everybody? Because otherwise I'm going to end this tomorrow. And I'd be like, I'm here. I promise I'm participating. So I feel like if I start off the training and I do like a welcome message, and this is, you guys can do it on your own too. Like, you don't have to pop them into the one I'm running. But if I do a welcome message and I'm like, hey, you know, whatever, and I do like a little welcome spiel and tell them how to set up their office and like the little things that aren't really covered in that video, but and then say we have an awesome 15-star that's hosting the training or whatever, and then I'm just going to use her videos for this month, because I don't want to wait until February just to run a new coach training when we have coaches like ready to go. Like, Megan has coaches right now that are like, no, I want to work the business, and I have like 2, and I just don't want to lose them, because again, by the time next month comes, they could be like, oh yeah, I guess I'll do it, you know. So I just wanted to make sure that was okay with you guys. If I and I'll send it all to you so you can see it and see what's doing. And the other thing I wanted to ask you guys, and I'm holding myself accountable to this too. I know it might seem like, oh, 40-minute videos, this is all stuff we know, but I really want to encourage all of you guys to actually go through the training and watch it and do it. Number one, so you know, for your coaches, because in case they're in there and they have questions or they inbox you and they're like, oh, she said this, so you don't have to like scramble through the videos and try to find what they're talking about. But for me, like, I watched it and learned stuff. Like I said, like the 500 PV stuff, I was like, damn, like this is stuff I should know. Like, I know how PV works, but to break it down that way and be able to tell my coaches that is something that I never had and wish that I did. So if you're putting your coaches in there, even if you're not, even if you want to sit back and do it quietly and just like inbox me, whatever, I think all of us should actually do it. So if that's okay with you guys, yeah, I think you should, because it's stuff that, hold on, let me.
Oh, am I muted?
You were, I think it just like came through foggy. So go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say, like, when I started doing my own trainings, I feel like that's when like my coaches stopped participating. And I don't know if it was me and the way I was like presenting it, but I felt like when I started, it was like everyone disappeared.
It went down.
So I would love to, like, if we can have like one team coach university.
No, I will totally do that. And I feel like too, even though we've been encouraged to do that, sometimes I feel like it's better when you have a bigger group, because you know that once 1 or 2 people start participating, other 2 people, it like breaks ice. So when you get a quiet group, like I think the last one I ran, nobody even introduced themselves. Yeah. And usually our trainings are pretty active. We usually have at least like a couple that like do it or do the first few days or whatever. But see that too, like even how I said, oh, they do the first few days. I kind of loved that this was once a week, even though it's 6 weeks. I'm not even going to say it's a 6-week training. I'm just going to say we have a training for the month of January, because I was telling Megan too in a message, I was like, honestly, it's perfect for when you have a challenge group coming up, because now, like if I literally go into the team page and I'm like, we're starting this Monday, it brings them right into, I don't know when you guys run your challenge groups, but mine always start on the 15th now. They have like since the summer. Because I like the way it gives them like, I don't know, I feel like it's easier to hit Success Club for some reason when you're inviting like proactively. But what was I gonna say? Oh, so if I say that we are starting this on like Monday, whoever wants to do it, get in there and do it. It goes right into our next challenge group. So it gives them time to invite. It gives them, like, the timing is good. So I kind of want to just be like, screw it, I need to do it and just do it. And that's why I wanted to be like, do you guys care if I use her videos? Because they're perfect. And I'm like, I don't want to try to fix what's not broke. I don't want to do it and miss anything. And guys, when I tell you she gave me everything, like her YouTube, I don't even have to make posts because her YouTube drop down has the links to every single homework assignment. Like, it has the video and then it says your homework for the week. You click on it, it brings you to a PDF that says your homework. Here, watch this video. Here is your, your memory jogger to print out and do. Like, I was like, holy crap, this is this is what I need in my life. So, anyway, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't even watch the last 2 videos. I watched the first 3 because they were super long, and I was like, this is perfect. This is what we need, whatever. I think it's going to make business builders and people who want to stay, because it's showing them how to make money. And yeah. I don't care if that sounds greedy. Like, this was always a business for me. As much as I loved it, it turned into that and changed stuff for my family. So, and people join MLMs to build a business. So I don't know why I feel like we've been trained to like shy away from that forever. And I'm like, no, like, if you want retention, people come here, get them a paycheck and they'll stay. So, anyway, where am I at? Because now I'm rambling. So I'm just trying to look at time. I have no timer on here.
Yeah, I feel like too, if we're going to focus on volume, you're going to step away from like the pressure of hitting Success Club.
I know.
Like, when the coaches don't hit Success Club, they feel like, oh yeah, I'm not good at this business.
Yeah, like, oh, I can never do it. I know. And Success Club is covered in it, but it's not like, she focuses on volume. And here's the thing, if you're focusing on volume and you're looking in your product catalog, you know that challenge packs are going to get you the most volume anyway. Yeah. But it's the pressure off. We're like, okay, well, if I don't sell one, here's this, and this. Right. And even Jen Richardson, like, because we were all talking, and this is why you guys need to get to 5-star, because the groups are so good, because you're listening to like really successful coaches. Even Jen Richardson, she's like, I left the Success Club bandwagon like a year ago, and I'm not encouraging that. Please don't. I still hit Success Club. I think it's important because it means you're always bringing new people on. But I think for a brand new coach that wants to be taught how to make money and how to, get paid next week, there's so many other ways to do it that aren't covered. Like, even the fact that we're like, Shakeology, we have so many products that we can get in people's hands and at lower price points too, that, okay, like, she was even saying how she's like, it's almost like a mind game. Like, even if it's little things, they're still pushing for that volume number. So she's like, you don't want to turn your people into like sales moguls. She's like, but at the end of the day, we're a direct sales company. And she's like, if they can look at that number and be driven by it and be like, okay, well, next week I can sell beach bars. And if I sell this and whatever, at least it's getting money in their pockets and it's growing our volume as a team and a network. So anyway, I wish I had more to tell you about the videos, but like I said, I only watched the first 3 and I was like, this is perfect. This is what I'm doing. So anyway, I do eventually want to redo it, but I was telling Megan, I'm like, if I run it and I commit to going through it, like with you guys too, the more I watch it, the more that it's done, the more I'll have drilled in my head, like what to say and what to do. So I think if I run it a couple times, like even if I do like, okay, January, February, March, and then in the springtime, we can all redo it if we want. Like, we can all take a video and do it. But for now, I'm just going to leave it. I don't want to wait. And to you guys, this is me saying my goal for 2019, and I posted this in Courageous with Grace, is to just do the damn thing and not be scared. I was explaining to Katie and Megan, I was saying how, like, I don't know why, but there's always been something that holds me back when it comes to, like, bigger coaches and reaching out. Like, when I hit 5-star, I'm like, this is going to sound crazy, but I had Keyshawn and like corporate mentors reach out to me and they were like, hey, we want to mentor and do like a one-on-one. And I'm like, okay. And then I would never do it because I'm always like, oh, well, what if my kids are in the background? Oh, well, what if Josh is deployed and I can't go to a Super Saturday to speak? What am I going to do with my kids? Oh, well, I can't do a Zoom this day because of my circus. And I'm like, I was talking to Ruth Schroner, was like, no. She's like, The only difference between you guys and like a big coach is a higher paycheck, and that's it. We all have freaking shit. She's like, did you see the National Wake Up Call or Beachbody Champions training a few weeks ago? There was a mom in there whose like kid came barging in the last, like she showed me the recording, and she's like, you have to understand, you need to be an example of, yeah, you can do this with all of that in the background. That's the whole point. So anyway, and so I'm always intimidating. I always think that those coaches are in another league. Like, oh my gosh, I can't come out and ask them for like a new coach training. They're going to think like whatever. And when I asked that, so many coaches who were even like 10 stars were like following. And then 15-star coaches came out and gave their advice. So anyway, my goal for 2019 is just action and to actually do things that are scary and get out of the comfy zone of just being like the courageous grace leader and like actually put myself out there to big coaches. Like she was like the Christy who did this Zoom with us. She was like, you guys, because there was me and like another baby 5-star. And she's like, don't be scared to like come out and ask things. She's like, because the jerk coaches who don't want to offer help won't. And she's like, and people like me and other ones that are so generous will. So anyway. All right, so enough about that really quick because I don't have, why is this not showing me a timer? Do you guys see how much time we have left? Does it say? No?
I didn't see it either.
I think I had 40, it was a 40-minute cutoff, so I should have like another 10, 15 minutes. Okay, so the other thing. So Rachel Baldwin, I don't know if you guys follow her. She came out in the round table to talk about how she popped 10 diamonds last year. She was stuck at 1 star for almost 2 years, and last year popped 10 diamonds, and we were all like, what are you doing? Like, what? Tell us, what is your magic? So she was talking about push groups, and she's like, haven't done like but she said, I have not done like a Facebook social media push group in ages. She's like, I won't do them anymore because I feel like it's so much work, and some people don't have Facebook, whatever. So anyway, what she does is she downloads the app. I was like, this is so genius. She downloads the app Voxer, which I don't know if you guys have heard of that. It's like a walkie-talkie app that you can like, so think of like Facebook Messenger with like the voice, the voice memos that you could send. And she's like, the reason why I don't do it on Facebook is because I don't want my coaches having another thing of notifications and another message thread to go into. And sometimes people don't get in their inbox every day. So she was the one who actually talked about the internship, and she's like, I already made the application, you guys, because I'm doing this like this week. She's like, I make an application. I don't open it up to everybody. And she's like, I only take 6 to 8 coaches at a time. I don't go over 8 because then it gets too big and like certain people hide and don't participate. But she's like, I put an application out for a diamond internship. And I let them know off the bat, it's going to be work. It's going to be getting out of your comfort zone. It's going to be doing scary inviting that like you aren't, that you've been hiding away from. And she's like, and I put right at the top of the application, this is not a group to just keep doing what you're doing. This isn't, invite to our sneak peek or, invite to our upcoming challenge group. This is stuff that you're going to do every single day. And she actually has people apply and she picks, and she's like, I don't accept everybody. And she's like, I ask in my application, and I'll link it to you guys. I'll send it like through, it's a Google Doc, so I can just send it to you guys through Messenger. But she's like, I ask them why they want to be diamond, what motivates them to be diamond, are they registered for Summit? If they tell me no, I'm like, you need to register by the end of the training. And she's like, I know that's hard because it's money and cost and like whatever. She's like, but I'm telling them beforehand, they have a whole month and a half to get registered. Like if you want to be a diamond coach, you have to get to Summit. Bottom line, like whatever. So that's what she does. I have to like weigh how I feel about that. But and then she asks a couple other things, but they get in this Voxer group, and she's like, and I just talk to them every single day. So she's like, I give them a diamond roadmap, which I have, and I'll send you guys. It's actually from who the heck shared it? I can't remember. It's from a big coach, but it's a diamond roadmap. Lisa, the old ones that we used to have, it has like the empty spaces to like put your potentials, whatever. And it gives them stuff to do each day. Like you're inviting 30 people today, you're inviting 30 people tomorrow, you're whatever. Gives them scripts for their warm market, like family and friends who to like call and invite, their cold market, how to use Insta stories, whatever. And she's like, and I just talk to them every single day. I go in the Voxer group and I'm like, hey guys, who sent their invites out today? Who did this? And she's like, it sounds so simple, but it's accountability. And she's like, and because it's a small, tight-knit group, she's like, all the girls get close. one person will chime in and be like, oh my gosh, I got somebody today, or oh my God. And she's like, it just keeps them like accountable to each other and motivated. And she's like, it's the same thing with a challenge group. When you show up every day and somebody shares their before and after or says they lost 5 pounds, you have 3 more people who are like, okay, I need to do this, So, hold on. So that was the notes. I'm watching the clock. That was the notes I have on my phone. Hold on. She told us like exactly what she does, and I copy and pasted. So she also does a weekly Zoom, and it's mandatory that they get on. So she's like, look, some people are like, hold on. This is telling me I have 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, it says 10 minutes left. A timer just popped up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me try to do this really quick. So she does. Oh, come on. What the heck? So she does a weekly Zoom that she says is mandatory. And she's like, I don't care. She's like, I don't care if some person's like, I can't, I have this, I have that. She's like, I set it up at a month in advance. So she's like, they know every single whatever night at 9:30 p.m. She's like, whatever works for you guys. She's like, I've had coaches tell me I have to get on at 10 o'clock. I've had coaches tell me midday. She's like, it's mandatory that they get on, because if you want to commit to this and you want to do the work, you have to show up. So they do a weekly Zoom at the end of the week. So she's like, sometimes I do it on the weekend in the mornings or whatever. She's like, and it's just quick. It's like 30 minutes where we just talk about the week, what went well for them, what didn't. They can ask me anything they want. It's basically like a Q&A on how the week went. So she has them tell them where they're at with their downline. They print out a diamond roadmap. Any questions they ask have to be action and solution oriented. So it can't just be complaining or anything like that. It has to be something that they want to like resolve and fix. And she makes them do 2 of their own coach sneak peeks during the internship. So she said it's usually towards the end. And she gives them the script for it. So she's like, I'll give them the script to my sneak peek or what I do. Or they can go live. She's like, but I make them do stuff that scares them. And she's like, and usually if they don't hit diamond at the end, they usually hit it within a few weeks after. And she's like, and it's just because you're on their butt saying, invite people, invite people, invite people. And honestly, I think that's what's been missing. I think we shy away from inviting, and people get in the habit of just inviting when challenge groups come up and when sneak peeks come up. I even do it, you guys. I'm not going to lie. Like, I do daily invites, but I'm not inviting 45 people a day. And she's like, people are like, oh, where do you find those people? She's like, you go through your friends list, and if you're growing your market and talking with your market and you have friends on Facebook, she's like, you can't be scared anymore. She's like, if you want to sit back and only do like inviting to your sneak peeks and challenge groups, she's like, that's fine, but you're not going to pop 10 diamonds in a year. You have to just not care. And she's like, people now are at a point where they're going to tell you if they don't want to be, like, if you invite them, they're going to be like, no, sorry, I don't like when people invite me from MLMs, whatever. She's like, why do you care? So anyway, and then she said she runs the internships once a month. They Zoom once a week, so 4 times. It's a requirement to get on. She prefaces all of it saying it's only for people willing to work. And she said she puts a hard focus on, this is to get you on the launching pad to 2-star. So she's like, I removed make the goal of diamond, make the goal of diamond, make the goal of diamond from my vocabulary. So she's like, I say it's a launch group to get you to 2-star, because 2-star is, you guys know, as diamonds, like 2-star is really where you get your second CBC, where the income starts to become like consistently lucrative and like whatever. So she's like, that's what I focus on. Her business changed a lot when she went 2-star, and she shares the impact that had on her finances. Diamond is just the first goal and the starting point of the real business activities. So the real work starts at diamond, and so they set the next goal together so they know not to stop working just because the internship's over. And then she just talked about 500 PV too. She talks a lot on her calls about like being a 500 PV coach. Diamonds who achieve that rank by building volume producing coaches are happier with their paychecks at the end of the day. So you guys know that. I feel like we all hit diamond and then we were like, okay, where's all the money? So anyway, so yeah, I hope that's all. I mean, it's nothing like super magical, but it's stuff that like we've never done, and it's stuff that's working for other people, and I'm willing to try it. So I made up my Google Doc application over the weekend. I'm going to post it in Courageous with Grace on Monday. And I can send it to you guys so you can see it. And just make sure if you use one for you, make your own, because the replies will go to me if you use my link. So it literally took me 10 minutes. I was like, this is how easy a Google Doc is. I've never done this before. And it's like the easiest thing ever. It's so much easier than like the Woohoo site that I always used to use. But
Need to play
anyway,
around with that.
so I think we're going to get cut off. I'm totally willing to hop back on if you guys have like questions or need to like answer anything, but that's it.
I do have a question. Did she share her script for the sneak peek, or like what topics she covers?
She told me she would, so I can share them with you. And actually, I think she already did, because I got a notification yesterday, and I'm almost positive that she shared her inviting scripts. And I have all the scripts from Christy's Coach University training too. She has inviting scripts on there, like outside of just, like challenge groups and whatever. So we'll steal them and do them. I know, because that's usually where people struggle the most, right? I feel like they're like,
yeah. I like I could get to the point where I'm like inviting somebody and I'm like, what do I say? Still.
I know. And there's actually really good scripts too in the Diamond Roadmap. And some of them are scary, guys. Some of them are like, calling up close family and friends and being like, hey, I just joined a business and I'm asking for your support. But the way it's worded is not pushy. And I was kind of like, why didn't I do this? It's texting your best friend or texting like your close family members that are just like, this is what I'm doing. Are you willing to try it for 30 days? You can totally return it at the end if you want. And she was like, people get scared of that, but she's like, honestly, most people end up liking it. She talked about her uncle who she messaged like at the beginning to get to Diamond. And she was like, he actually ended up being like, you know what? I really like this shake. I'm going to stay on it if that's cool. And she was like, okay. So it talks about getting the Diamond Roadmap talks about inviting that way, but that and I remember this from one of the push groups that we did, but that the people that you get in that way are placeholders. So you're inviting that way, but you're also inviting your challengers. You're also inviting friends would be good at this. You're also inviting people who you think would really work a business. So she's like, that way it's a mix. That way people who you do get from family and friends or whoever who sign up, they're there to hold a spot. And your goal is to replace them with someone actually building a business. So, but yeah, I can share all the scripts with you. I'm going to send you guys, I'll upload it all in the leaders page. I'll share the Coach University training and I'll share the Diamond Roadmap and you guys can look at everything. But it's good stuff. It's scary stuff. But you know what? If we really want to I'm like, I need to do crap that scares me and not hold back from like intimidating our coaches. I'm going to be like, look, this is what you have to do. And, she kept reiterating the fact, if you like your business the way that it is, keep doing what you're doing. If you want it to grow, then it has to grow. Did Rosa just hop on? Rosa, this is going to cut off in like a minute. Are you there? Can you hear us? I don't know if she can hear us. Rosa, can you hear me? Oh, Faith. Rosa, this cuts off in 2 minutes. It's going to cut off. But it recorded, so I'll post the recording. I don't think she can hear me.
Yeah. Her audio, it doesn't seem like her audio is on.
I'm trying to play with it and see. But anyway, it says I could chat, but I think it's going to cut us off. Hold on. Let me try and send her a thingy because she's not muted. You mean her audio, like her?
Yeah, like her computer. You know how I don't know if you guys have to do it, but I have to click.
You have to manually click it, yeah. I'm trying to chat with her. I just want her to know and not be like, what the hell?
Now she's muted.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I really wanted to chat with you guys about. I just really want to go into the new year with just swinging, and I want coaches off the bat to see a paycheck and hopefully set them up in the right way. I feel like I've been totally lost with our new coach trainings for a while. I think I'm going to do our sneak peeks different too now. I might just go live the way that I did. I don't know if you guys remember, I was super pregnant with Trey, but I just did a sneak peek where I went live for 3 days. I went live each night and it had really awesome results. I don't know why I never did that again. I think it's just easier to not. It's less scary. But I think I'm going to go back to doing that and then a few business posts in between. But live.
Yeah, I just watched a video on the Champions page where she did a video each day for 3 days. And that was pretty much how she ran her sneak peeks.
I know. I know. It's awesome.
What topics does she
Who
talk
did you say? What did you say?
What topics are they talking about?
I did it a couple months ago, so I can even, I don't know if you're still in the Courageous with Grace one, the CWG, like, behind the scenes. But I can add you there if not. This isn't cutting off. Maybe it's gonna just keep going. But I talked about, the first night was just like my story and I introduced myself. The second night was what we do as coaches. I talked about challenge groups. I talked about how, I was already doing everything a coach was doing, type of a thing. And then the third night I talked about the different types of coaches. So like full-time, part-time, discount. I'll add you there. Just don't, if you comment, it'll reflood it. So just like watch, but the video is still there. I've always left them up and made like them in my intro post. I'm always like, hey guys, we're going to run this group fresh and everything's going to be in post. But if you're more of a watcher, you can go and watch these videos from a while back. They're still true today, blah, 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 blah. So they're actually still up in the group. You can go watch them.
I might, and if it's okay with you, I might maybe link up with your group, with my team again, because I feel like when we get when we get like 1 or 2 people in our sneak peek, because I only have 2 other working coaches. Right. I feel like it's like no one participates and people don't even really pay attention because there's like the vibe isn't there.
I know.
Even though, like, I'm in there and we've gone live in our sneak peeks and I've redone all of our sneak peek videos recently. We did everything. Yeah. I feel like when we get like 1 or 2 people in our sneak peek, there's just no, there's no vibe. There's no vibe in there.
No, I feel like we still get decent stuff out of our sneak peeks, but sometimes they go great and other times literally not one person comments or communicates. So I think Emily Favre too said that when she does hers, because was that who you were talking about, Megan? I don't know if that was her or somebody else, but she's another one who.
No, I think it was Angie.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and she said pretty much her videos she does like how you got into Beachbody, and then she talks about like a normal day in her life. The second one with like objections, and then the third video is like what, since she'd become a coach, like what Beachbody has done for her type of thing.
And Emily was saying too how like at the beginning, I just watched a video with her. She was saying how at the beginning she posts like before the group even starts, she'll post videos from like Cancun when she was there. She'll post pictures from Summit. She'll say like, hey, welcome to checking out the best job on the planet. Like, here are just some snapshots of my life the last couple of years and what Beachbody has done for me. Because she's like, people are motivated by that. They like to see it. It's exciting. They're like, oh my gosh, you were on vacation. You know what I mean? So and then some of them do say that they show income progressions, which I'm like, not everybody is there yet. That's fine. I want to make things duplicatable. I don't want other coaches thinking that they can't do things. So, but we could even like, I don't mind like running it for 3 or 4 days too, and having like different, like I know Emily and Ashley Malstead run their sneak peeks, some of them together. So they'll each go live. So Emily will go live like nights 1 and 2, and then Ashley will go live nights 3 and 4. And then the 5th day, they actually will do, I don't know if you guys have seen on Facebook now, you can bring somebody on your live video. So it's almost like a Zoom, but it's only 2 people, I think. So like if I wanted to go live and I had Megan on and I was like interview style with her, like talked to her about. So it's almost like you're sharing your story, but it's an interview style. So it's not a pre-recorded thing, So anyway, but yeah, I'll send you guys everything. There's lots of scripts. I'm telling you, you're going to see everything and be like, wow, this is a lot. But they're generous. They gave a lot of stuff down to, and you can pick out what you don't like, like I was looking at all the inviting scripts, and at first with the family and friends things, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I like this. And Josh was like, well, who says you have to use it? Or you can use it. And if people are like, oh my gosh, people were so annoyed by me, then the next time you don't use it. It's not like, it's all trial and error, just like it was when we started. And I think we have this pressure of making everything perfect and making everything, we have to cover everything. And I was thinking back to trainings we've done that are so like heavy, and it's like, people get overwhelmed or they think that they've missed too many days, so then they don't do it. I love the idea of the once a week, but in depth once a week. And the diamond stuff is just like accountability. It's like anything else. So, yeah, that's it. I'll send you guys everything so you can look at it all. But it's good stuff. It's really, really good stuff. It actually has people, it's action-oriented, like tasks and doing the work. the one video too. I think week 3 that I didn't watch was on social media, and the assignments are like actually going to your page and posting, coming out as a coach, but without, and I've never seen that before because I'm such a novel writer. They had little like 2-liners for coming out as a coach. And I was like, wow. And she was saying like, she's like, it takes so much pressure off than people thinking they have to write this big whole thing when they come out as a coach. It was something simple as like, going into the new year, me and a group of friends are all working to lose 21 pounds in 3 weeks. Who wants to join us? Like stuff like that, that I'm like, it's so simple, and we overcomplicate things so much sometimes because we, did things differently. But she's like, that little comment, you have no idea how engaged it gets people, and then it gives you room for conversation in whatever. So anyway, I'm rambling now, but did Rosa leave? I guess she left, huh? Because I said we were cutting off and now it didn't cut off. But all right, that's it, guys. Anything else? Talk about anything?
Don't think so.
Are you guys going to Super Weekend next weekend? Anybody?
We don't have one close by, I don't think.
That's crazy, especially that they do Summit by you guys.
Yeah. There's one in like Ohio. There's one in Kentucky, which is only like an hour and a half, but
yeah.
Usually they have at least one.
Well, that's like Long Island too, Lisa, right? They're always in the city, I feel like.
It's in Queens.
That just means you guys have to host one.
What?
I said that just means you guys have to host one.
It's not far for me. It's only like 20 minutes. But because I'm like closer to Brooklyn.
Yeah, you're Nassau.
But like for Katie and everybody else, it's really far for them.
It's like a trek. Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought it was on Saturday, and in my head I was like, okay, it's on Saturday. I just have to get my ticket. And then Melissa posted, and I saw it's a Super Sunday.
Oh, that's hard.
Like, oh, shit, and I have plans to go to the city for brunch with my friends that like I never see ever.
No, you have to.
Why is this on the same day?
No, well, and Super, like the New Year's, like it's a lot of information, but it's mostly information. The one right into January, so.
I know. I was like really looking for. That's like my favorite one because everyone's like really like fired up and like.
I'm sure. You know what though? I'm sure Monday's National Wake Up Call will be like going over everything that's gone over at Super Saturday, so it's fine. I haven't seen anything about ours yet. Usually Christina Delgado puts like a big event up, and she hasn't yet. I don't know why. So anyway, all right. Well, encourage your teams to go. Pretend like you're going and tell them to get their butt there.
Oh, you know what we should start doing so that we don't run out of time? Team shirts for Summit.
Oh, we should. We absolutely should. I actually have a shop on Etsy, unless you have one that you know of, but I have a shop on Etsy that I've used for tanks before, and they're super cheap. They're only like $15.
Yeah.
And the quality is actually like I have 2 of them, and they're like my favorite tank tops. They're like super, super soft, and they make whatever you want them to make. So unless you know somebody that makes shirts. I actually have a girl. Maybe I'll reach out. Megan, do you know Carissa in my challenge groups? Are you in my challenge groups? I can't remember.
I haven't been in
her name is
months,
like Karis something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's like intense. But she has a karate cut and makes shirts all the time. I'm sure too if I asked her. And she's like a perfectionist. She's a teacher, and she's like, I don't know, she's really intense. But I think if I asked her to make us shirts too, she would probably do it. So we should think of something cute because we have so many different team names. I don't want to make it like Courageous Grace. We need to write something cute on it. So homework for the week. Think of something cute. So that's it. Didn't last year we have one, but then we ran out of time, right? I should look back and see what we had.
Yeah, we didn't. I don't think you were able to, I don't think we were going to get it in time.
Yeah, I reached out to the people, and they were like, no, you won't have it for another, 2.5 weeks or something like that.
The year before, though, when we went to Nashville, we had those.
I
love them hard.
I know, and it was so cute. It made for such good pictures and stuff, so we need to.
You could have a shirt just made up with that saying on it.
I know. But we could do a saying, and we could even, well, that's up to you guys. I was going to say, what if we did, what if we had our shirts say something, but what if each of our teams had a different color? We could do that. Or just all the same. Whatever. Let's think of something cute to say first. But anyway. And Success Club trip registration is next week, guys. You should do it. Megan
saw
just
that.
got hers and $1,000 onboard credit.
Crazy, Megan. I have like no doubt in my mind that you like. I saw your vision board. You're gonna like hit every single one of those this year.
I know.
I hope
hope
so.
you have
I'm
a
about to
lot.
go have the conversation with Phil and be like, listen, how much do I need to make per month?
No, let me tell you though, Megan, and I need to have her host a call. You guys don't know, Megan was a coach for like 2 years before she right? Was that how long it was? You were a coach for like 2 years?
Yeah, because I really didn't start until after I had Braxton. Then it was like, okay, I can't.
Yeah. And something just clicked and she started putting in the work. And I can tell you as her upline, like this year, she puts in the work. She is on Instagram every day. She's on her Insta stories every day. She's inviting, right? She just got this is your second now, coach from Instagram.
Yeah.
Somebody she doesn't know that just follows her.
That's crazy. So in your Insta stories, Megan, are you using hashtags?
Not in my stories. I'm doing more of like the hashtags like on my actual posts.
So you don't do them in your stories?
Not a lot. I will like every now and then. I should probably start doing that more, but I just will start like following different people and then they'll start watching. So I actually am talking to like 3 other people that I'm like, oh, they would make good coaches, but I'm going to like talk to them for like a few more days and then maybe say something just so it's not like one day and then like, hey, you want to join me? Type of thing. But
she put in the work this year. That's the only difference I can tell you. And you got personal. And I did a live call the other night. I can't remember if you were on, Lisa, where I talked about how like you have to treat every program that you're doing like a launch. Like I went into that with the team and I was saying how that's the only difference between, I was talking about how frustrating it is to, like on launch weeks of a new program like Transform 20 to be Mindset. It's such a huge week. People see their highest paychecks. People see whatever. And the only difference is because we're talking about something in a way that like 2.5 weeks prior, we start dropping bombs about the nutrition plan and this new program that's coming out and all of these things. And I was saying how it's like when we were coaches, how new DVDs every single month and we would promote the crap out of them. And my husband was like, well, why aren't people doing that anyway? Who cares if you have BOD? You have completion packs. And I was like, boom, light bulbs just went off. I did a whole call about how like people need every single program we do, we get so caught in the routine of just like a sweaty workout post. Oh, I worked out today. Oh, I did this. And we're never hyping up the program that we're doing. And we're all always committed to a single program. So it's like, come on. Like I told our team, I was like, you have to treat every new program that you commit to. Okay, so if you're not doing Transform 20 next week, what are you committing to for January? If it's 80-day obsession, start talking about it just like you would if it's a brand new thing coming out. Post a info group on it. Like, you know, you have to do that all year long. And I feel like that's what you do, Megan. Megan's always, she's committed to a program always, and you're always talking about all the little nitty-gritty details about it. And then people want to do what you're doing outside of, even if they already have BOD, they're like, okay, so how do I get those bands and sliders and what are you drinking? And it's like, here's the completion pack.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So that's it. But anyway, now I feel bad. I told Rosa to get off and it's not cutting off for some reason.
There was like a little message that popped up.
I know, it said it. It was like, your Zoom has 5 minutes to cut off. And I was like, okay. But I guess that's it. So anyway. But yeah, she's going to play your goals, but you all are, because we're all going to do scary stuff this year. Listen, I've seen it. I know what we're capable of because we did it, and we slammed out an insane goal in very early on, so we can do it again.
I keep telling myself if Emily can go from diamond to like number 2
star in a year,
so possible.
Yeah.
Not comparing.
Well, and that was
just
Rachel who shared her diamond, like what she's doing with her diamonds with that boxer group. She said, she's like, I was stuck at 1 star for a year and a half and I was so sick of it. And she popped 10 this year. In 1 year, she popped 10 diamonds. So
that's crazy.
You know.
Megan, can I ask you a question? How do you track? Do you hand? Are you in a notebook?
Yep.
I
just write down like if I'll put like Instagram at the top and then I'll put invites, follow-ups, and then Facebook invites, follow-ups. And then if I do like a connecting messages, I'll put connecting and then I'll just write everyone's name. I try to do like 5 to 10 of each one a day. I might do like more heavy on Instagram one day.
Megan's doing our scripts for the new Coach University for inviting. So
Oh, good.
I asked her if she would do it because I said that was the only thing Christy didn't share. She gave so much, but the doc that's attached to her YouTube for that week is private, so it must be linked to her Facebook page. So it's the only thing that wasn't there. So she gave so much, I didn't want to be like, hey, your scripts aren't working. So I'm like, playing the game. You want to do our scripts for week 3? So, or whatever it is. Sorry, Megan, I jumped over you. I just needed to put that out there.
Oh, no, you're fine. I was just going to say, like, some days I'll do more, like, Instagram heavy or more Facebook heavy. But minimum, I do at least, like, if I do more on Instagram, I'll make sure to do, like, 3 to 5 on Facebook.
Yeah,
Just so
and
I'm kind of hitting
Instagram,
both.
honestly, is about consistency because I was just telling my husband how I have to get back to it because in June, I had like 1,100. I had just over 1,000 followers, and me and Megan were powwowing, and I was like, we need to. It was when I shared all those hashtag videos. I don't know if you guys remember the Courtney Schoberg hashtag videos and like just some Instagram tips. And I literally every day was doing it. I was like doing the follow unfollow. I was doing the 5-3-1 rule. I was doing hashtags every single day. I was doing it. I like stepped away from Facebook, and my following went up. I increased it to like 1,700 in like a month. It like shot up, and it was because I was doing that every day. And then for whatever reason, I like fell off, and I haven't been consistent. And I've sat at that same number since last month. So I'm like, I need to it's just a matter of doing it. That's it.
Which hashtag training is that one? I think I might have like missed that one.
I'll send it to you. It was Courtney Schoberg. Her last name is spelled really weird, but it's free. You have to sign up for it, and she does it like once every couple weeks, so you'll get like an email about it. But simple stuff, but really good stuff about like just how to have effective hashtags, how to not fall into like the black hole of Instagram with the ones that you use, and I forget a couple other things. But it was Courtney Schoberg. I'm on her email list, so I can look and send it to you. But it was really, really informative. A few coaches watched it and said the same thing. She gave a lot of really just like practical advice. It wasn't overwhelming. It was just little things that you're like, oh, I never realized that, you know?
Oh, I have it. I have her email. I think I signed up for it, and then I got stuck with Cameron.
I know. I think I watched the recording back too, from what I remember. So
I think I missed the recording because it was only like 24 hours.
yeah, it's only good for like a day, but she redoes it. So go on her Instagram. Every now and then she redoes it. Sorry, I'm just reading it.
It's called Free Masterclass. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
See, somebody else just hit. You guys, last week there were like 15 new 5-star diamonds. I see new people go into the Millionaire Club and hit 15-star every single week. So there's room for more. It's just a matter of doing the right kind of work. That's it.
Yes. I like the idea of the push groups with like the diamond internship.
I know. And she was like, I kick people out. She's like, if people don't show up or they don't whatever, she's like, I kick them out. And she's like, I'm not mean about it, but I'm like, do the next one. And she's like, I run them every month. So then that person, the next time they come, she's like, when they apply, they'll make sure that they're showing up, you know? Mm-hmm. She's like, I'm not mean about it. I'm just like, sorry, you can't stay in if you're, you know, remember at the beginning I said that you needed to show up for XYZ. And, you know, she's like, part of me always wants to be like, oh, it's okay, I won't kick you out. She's like, but I don't, because then the next time that they do it, they're serious and they actually do it, you know?
Right.
So that's it. But I'll upload everything now. I'll let you guys go because now it's 10.
It's okay. I had my son for 2 hours by Phil slept.
I told him, I'm like, Zoom is good because it cuts me off, so I can't keep talking. Like, I don't know how I got around that. And for some reason, I feel like whenever I Zoom on the computer, it always cuts off on my phone, but for some reason, the computer keeps going. I don't know why. But yeah, anything else? Lisa, anything else? You're welcome to hop into any of my groups that I do.
Yeah, I think just because, like, you know, when I started doing my own, I had more working coaches. So we had more going on.
People, right. I know.
ugh.
I
It's like
know.
I feel like I like go in there and I do like a live video and then I'm talking to myself. And I feel like I'm doing it like I'm talking to myself on my team page right now.
I know, but you know what? I mean, Emily always says that too. Emily Favre, she's like, I went in and I would talk and it'd be one person that would show up. And she's like, I didn't care. I still did it. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it gets, I know. You can hop into any of mine. It's totally fine. So I didn't write anything down. So hold on. I'm going to upload all the things. Upload trainings. And then, Lisa, you said something about the sneak peek, right?
Oh yeah, just like I mean if she has the scripts for it, that would be awesome. But even just like the topics.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I feel like I like talk about too much and then I'm like,
I know.
maybe I should cut that. Like what am I, I don't know.
Yeah.
So if she had like either the scripts or just even the topics. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to the inviting scripts because I feel like that's where like I fall
I
like
know.
short. Like, and I feel like
Some of them are intense, but you know what? I was like, maybe we're too soft. Maybe we have to try the scary stuff, and that's it.
Exactly.
One
Because
thing I started
obviously
doing,
something's
this is
going
like a
right
random.
for them. So.
Yeah. One thing I started
Oh, no.
doing just like recently, because like, the price of things always scares people. Like that's like a big objection. When people are like, well, or like when they ask about what things are, I'm going to put this in script, but when they're like, oh yeah, I'm interested, like what is it you do? And then we kind of like go through it and they're like, well, how much is it? Like, what's the price? And I'm
I
like,
know
well,
you don't
how
want
much do
people to
you
feel like
think it
they're
is?
What'd you
So
say?
I like, I turn it on, then I'm like, well, how much do you think it is? Like, how much would you think all this is worth? And they'll like give me a number. And it's like $300 or like something ridiculous that they think it is. I'm like, no, actually, it's
That's a
X,
good
Y, and
idea.
Z.
I like
So,
that.
Like reverse psychology.
yeah, exactly.
Well, and I love, yeah, because that's the thing. I think it's a lot easier when people come to you because they know that it's obviously not going to be free. When you're cold inviting, especially like new people on Instagram or just like strangers, you don't want them to think that you like prospected them and are just trying to get money,
Right.
So
Yeah.
Bonnie Engel, who, I'm not a big fan of her personally, but I like her as a coach. She actually was saying how when people say, well, is it free? Is it, oh, it costs something? And she's like, I always, always, always will say, of course it costs something. Everything costs something. Even the phone in your hand costs something. Why would it be free? So she's like, I almost play it like, why do you think, like, she's like, I almost play dumb. Like, why would you think it's free? And she's like, and then it kind of makes people feel like, oh, I guess you're right, So, even samples, like I had coaches saying about samples, I'm like, no, you don't sell those for free ever. But I love that when Bonnie said she actually made a big post about it on her Instagram. She's like, recently I've had people say to me about that I've reached out to signing up as a coach or even for our programs, like, oh, there's a cost, blah, 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 blah. And she was like, girl, everything has a cost. Why would this be nothing? And she's like, for this much money, you get blah, 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 blah. And then she, listed it all off. But it's true. Turn it around.
Yeah.
I love that, Megan. Actually asking them, well, how much do you think it costs? That's great. I wrote it down.
Because a lot of times they think it's going to be a lot more than what it actually is. So.
Okay, so let me tell you guys something. Off the record. Well, not really off the record because we're recording. So I've had a Coast Guard wife here who I'm actually really good friends with. She's very sweet. She's never been pushy or anything like that, but she's been trying to get me over to Viseo for like months. Have you guys heard of Viseo? So I wanted to talk to you guys because I've actually been watching her and what she does and how she approaches her business, and I think she's amazing. But she's been trying to like pull me over there forever. Do you know how much it costs to sign up with them? Take a guess. Take a guess of like a ballpark figure. They're an MLM. They have great products. You're signing up as a rep. So you can sign up for like, the only good thing about them, you sign up for $50, it covers you for the year. Like there's no monthly thing like we have, but their package to sign up, they start at $350, okay? And you have to purchase a package when you sign up or you can't sign up. So it's not like you can just pay the sign up fee and like whatever. So they start at $350, but if you want a founder's package, which gives you like, it was like, I don't know, all these fancy words, global profit sharing and like all these things, like you get like extra percentages of the income, $1,500. That's what it costs to sign up with them. And I was like, Now she's thriving. She's doing really well. She actually is an ex-Beachbody coach who left and went there like a year and a half ago. But that's what it costs you to sign up with them. So there's people out there signing up with other MLMs that cost that much money. We should not be afraid of $150. Like, I love when Katie always says, she's like, you could drop that in Target, like on a Target trip, unintentionally going in for toilet paper. So she's like, you know, and I use that when I talk to people. When price comes up, I'm always like, yeah, well, you know what? To me, I figure if I go into Target for toilet paper and I come out and spend X amount of money, ha ha ha, and people usually laugh. They think it's funny. But yeah, $15.50 was her package, and I was like, no thanks. But
what products does the SIO have?
What'd you say?
What kind of company is it?
They're supplements, but they have their products are actually really good. So they have liposomal technology with their products. So basically, it's Lisa, you know a lot about this because you're crunchy. There are vitamins and supplements that have a micronutrient delivery system. So it's basically like, you know how people are like, oh, make sure you take liquid vitamin D because your body absorbs it better. Micronutrient technology is like even better than that. So it's like groundbreaking. Like they're probably going to blow up, honestly. But they have vitamins. They have a core complete shake, which is like for digestive, like probiotics, whatever. They do have skincare, which that's why I contacted her because I want to buy it. They have the ingestible collagen peptides. So they have that. And it's called Eternal, which is kind of creepy. I was like, it's kind of creepy. You're ingesting skincare, but it's collagen peptides. And then they have weight loss stuff. So they have like I don't remember if it's pills or a drink, but it's a weight loss aid, like weight loss support. But we all know what that means. It's just like a weight loss supplement. But their comp plan is good. Like I was really nice to her. I was like, you can show me everything. That's fine. Like lay it all out. Show me what you have. But I've been watching her and how she approaches her business more than anything. And I think she's genius. She does a lot of really cool stuff that I would love to implement. So, just like they go live on their pages a lot and talk about their, just what they have to offer with like a new coach university, like they call it their business school. So she's like, we have a business school, and then they talk about their comp plan like out loud. Like she goes on her page and talks about it. I should give you her. You could follow her.
Yeah.
But they do a lot of live one-on-ones. So like what I was talking before about like bringing Megan on in a sneak peek or bringing you on in a sneak peek. They do that on their Facebook pages. So it'll be her on her Facebook page talking to a new member of her team. And they talk about like just the income opportunity, and like it would basically be me bringing you on interview style and be like, okay, so tell us how you started coaching, tell us how it's like a sneak peek on your Facebook page almost.
Yeah, I love this idea, but how do you like present that? Is it just like are they saying like, oh, I'm gonna interview this person, like come check it out, or are they just going live?
They just go live. She'll be like, tomorrow at 1 I'm gonna talk with so and so about, and it'll be like a topic. So I'm sorry. It's because I don't stop talking that I need a drink.
We should like try this out. Does she like? Do you have like the list of questions that they ask?
So I should start creeping more and watch more. So she does this about products, and then they also do it about the business. So she'll do like talking with so and so tomorrow about how Core Complete helped her and blah 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 blah. And she'll go on and she'll talk with one of her like customers or her members about like the one product they're using and how it helped them and like whatever. That's a little hard, I feel like, because you have to stay compliant. Like I would need like a disclaimer, I feel like, scrolling across the screen. I wouldn't want to get like in trouble. But then they also bring on people who have left other companies. Like she'll be like, so-and-so who left Roden and making a 6-figure income from Roden and Fields is here to talk about why she chose the SEO. Or, you know, so I could bring someone on and be like, you know, Megan, when you leave your job, I'm going to be like, you know, tomorrow at 1 I'm going to be talking with Megan and how she was able to leave her corporate job because of Beachbody, or whatever, if that's the topic, whatever. But it can be anything. So they basically just go live and talk about stuff. And I think that's genius. And it's always set to public, so people are seeing it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Because like when you go live, you just click the bring the person on. Yeah, like if you go live on Facebook, it'll say like invite a friend or something like that. There's a way to do it. I've never done it, so I have to go on. Yeah, I did it with one of my coaches. I don't even know how. I think we were just playing around or whatever, and I brought her on, and there was like a massive echo.
Oh no.
It was like we couldn't even really, like, you couldn't even listen to the replay of it. Like when I posted it to my page, it was like really, really massive, like echo.
That's
And like I heard her and she heard, like, it was just bouncing back and forth. So theirs is like,
I can ask her. She's like an open book with me. She talks to me about it. I think because she really wants me to join her team. So
I'm so curious because I really like that idea, and I think it just makes it like less pressure, and you just go on and you talk about, and like you're interviewing somebody.
it's like what we're doing now, only it's live. And let me tell you, she gets my attention because I watch her. Sometimes I'm like, why am I watching this? I don't even know why I'm watching it, but I'm watching her because
and it's short and sweet, you know, under 3-4 minutes. So she's like a question and an answer. I feel like people would be.
Well, and I think it's genius because it's not just you being like, hey, what's up, Facebook? Like sometimes I go live and I'm like, oh God, I'm one of those people that they make like those joke YouTube videos about that, you know, like you're like sales pitching almost, but you're not. Like you're talking about what's coming up. But when you have another person and you're like, oh, I'm going to talk to so-and-so about this, I don't know. I feel like people are inclined to listen because it's not you just pitching them. You're actually hearing it from somebody else, you know? So it's a good idea. But I can give you her name. You can follow her. Just promise me you're not going to leave me because she's really convincing.
That's why you don't want to give her name up. That's so
No, you can watch her. I'm kidding. But she's doing really well. No, she had my attention for a while. Listen, she's working her business really smart. And Beachbody, she was an Emerald coach for like 5 years and never really did anything with the business. So she left there for a business like opportunity that, you know, whatever. But
oh, is this one of the coaches that like everyone was crying about?
no, she's not. No, there's other. Wait, what do you mean?
I remember there was like a girl, like a coach that posted this whole like thing where, and she was like crying and she was like leaving. She's like, I have to leave. I have to do what's right for my family.
There's a few. I feel like there's a few coaches who've done that. I mean, Ashley Camp posted that too, but
yeah.
But no, I don't know that she did because she didn't really have like a business with Beachbody. Like I said, she never really. She talks about that a lot, that you just have to like find the right fit for you. But she's really sweet and kind and nice, and I told her, I was like, I'm not going anywhere, but I love learning from you. You know. So, and I'm definitely not paying $1,500 to sign up with you. Damn.
That's insane.
But anyway, yeah, the whole point of me bringing that up was because you're talking about price objections. And I think most people are pleasantly surprised when they, like, one of my newer coaches, this girl, Linda, when she was signing up, she's like, okay, drop it on me. What's the cost? And she didn't need anything at the time. She already had Shakeology. She's already a BOD member. So I told her, I'm like, it's $39 to sign up. And she was like, I'm sorry, what? And I was like, it's $39 to sign up unless you want something. And she was like, what? And she had been with like Plexus or something else. I can't remember, or one of those. And she was like, I cannot believe that that's all it costs. So I think most people are pleasantly surprised. I think it's just scary when you're reaching out to somebody cold, like you said, Megan, that are like, you know, you prospect and then they're like, you know, you don't want them to think that you're just like hook and bait.
Yeah.
But whatever. Anyway. But honestly, I mean, Ashley Molstad, I was reading one of her, I have it somewhere, I can give it to you, but it was basically like how she closes a coach sign up. And she doesn't say anything about, she just says, okay, awesome. So here are all the prices. Here's your sign up fee. Here is it. Like, she just says like, oh, here's what it costs. And I'm like,
I think I have that in my notes.
Yeah.
On my phone, I think.
And it's just like, it's that easy. Like, I think people get scared, so then they don't say it, and then it makes people ask, and it's like, just lay it out and be like, no, so here's what it costs. Here's what it's going to cost you. If you sign up with this, it's going to waive this fee, blah, 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 blah. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, here's to getting working coaches. I think that's it, because we all don't have issues with getting people on board. It's getting them to actually build a business. That's what needs to happen. So hopefully these things help.
Yes.
Right. So I will attach all the files and stuff. I was redoing the Diamond roadmap thing just to make it mine, because you'll see when you go on the like the Google Docs are obviously view only, so don't try to edit those, but you can save them to your computer and then edit them on your own. So you just don't go into theirs and edit, but you can edit your own. But the training is a perfect, like I didn't need to edit a thing. And like I said, a lot of it is right on her YouTube. I think that's what I'm going to do so people don't get overwhelmed with posts in the group. I'm just going to share the videos and I'm going to say, don't forget, click the drop down arrow under the video and make sure that you do XYZ. And then I'll upload the roadmap in here too. And
So
pop into Courageous with Grace on Monday because I'm going to drop all these bombs in there on Monday.
That's what. Are you gonna start the new Coach University on Monday?
Okay, so the diamond thing I'm gonna drop next week. So I think what I'm gonna do, I definitely have to go downstairs and see the boys for a few minutes. But I think today I'm gonna go into Courageous with Grace and say, hey, who's up for a brand new coach training starting Monday? And I'm sure that we'll get some. I know Megan, you said you have at least like 5, right, to add?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and I'll start that on Monday if you guys don't care. I know you haven't seen it yet, but I'll send it over to you guys just so you can see it, and I'll start it Monday.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm gonna hop in my team page now and see. I know one of my coaches is on vacation, but she is like Olivia is like.
She is awesome, Lisa. She's
on vacation right now, and she's still like doing her workouts, like doing like things, showing up in my groups and in my team page.
No, she was an Instagram Connect, wasn't she?
She was, yeah, and she's coming to Summit, and I'm like, yay!
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. I can't wait to hear her talk. I want to hear her accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new coach I just had sign up yesterday is from the UK, and I was like, I can't wait to hear her talk.
Oh my God, we had a CR issue with her, but it all worked out.
Oh gosh.
Guys, seriously though, Lisa, if any of you ever, like I know I've told the team this before, any issues with like signups or things going on in the back office, please always tell me because Megan had this nightmare yesterday with a coach. I forwarded it to the 5-star team. It was fixed in like, right? The girl was
awesome. And then they called her.
I have a big issue with Christina.
What?
Christina had a coach under her, Courtney Lofredo.
Okay.
She's no longer listed under her. She has somebody else listed as her coach. And when she contacted Coach Relations, they don't even have her coach ID. She's not under.
So she's a coach. So Courtney.
She was a coach under Christina, and Christina messaged me the other day, and she was like, "Courtney's not listed under me anymore. She's not my customer. She's not a coach under me, and she has somebody else as her coach."
Oh, that's bizarre.
They contacted Coach Relations or customer service or whoever they spoke to. They didn't even have a record of her coach number.
No, Coach Relations makes an absolute mess out of stuff. Stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. So. Just send me send me Courtney's coach ID and email and Christina's coach ID and email. Okay. And if Courtney can see, if you don't want to bother her, it's not a big deal, but if Courtney can see who she's under, let me know that coach as well. But give me all the info and I'll forward it.
Yeah, because she's like not even listed under me.
No, that's bizarre. And as a coach, like that's like you can't even change that without like major. That's bizarre. Yeah. Send it over to me. The only possible thing I could think of in any way is if for some reason her coach account was canceled without her knowing.
She said she paid all the fees. I asked Christina if she has like proof on her credit card that she was paid because she said she was up to date like with her payments. Yeah,
no, just send it to me. The 5-star team is amazing. There was this huge issue with Megan's coach yesterday, and I literally messaged them and it was fixed in like a half hour. Yeah. So and seamlessly, the girl, right? So she was like super happy. She's like, "Oh my gosh, they called me. It was fixed like right away." You know from the past too, certain things that you've had, like they'll reach out personally and like take care of things. So anything like that, always message me. But anyway, I'm going to go in Courageous with Grace today and be like, we'll start a new coach training on Monday. So, and I'll just do it because I have everything. I don't need to worry about, like I said, I was sitting there like trying to like fix things and remake things mine. And I'm like, why am I doing this? This is all like here for me. She was like, here you go. So I'm just going to run with it and do it. And then we can see too, like if we feel, like I said, I didn't watch the last 3 videos. So if we feel like it's too much or there's something that's like, I wasn't crazy about this, then next month we can do it differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She does mention, like, I know the vital behaviors, that's the only thing I'm going to mention, have updated. Like, I think the 4th vital behavior now is follow-up, right? Instead of recognition or something. I forget. That's terrible that I don't even know. I think
I just watched a video with Ashley that they did, and like instead of it being like invite, I cannot remember what she said it was.
Oh, invite, connect, and follow up. Is that it?
Maybe, or connect, invite. And then something
I'll
else. Dang,
rewatch
I'm gonna
it.
have to
She
go back
only
and
made
watch
the
it.
training last year, so mostly like there's nothing in it that came off like dated to me except
Okay,
that. So I'll make sure.
perfect.
All right. So, all right, I'm gonna
Sounds
upload.
good.
I'm literally gonna go on my phone because I have it in my Google Docs, and I'm gonna upload the training and the diamond roadmap thing in there now.
I'm gonna hop off because my kids have been screaming, and I want to go live before I go downstairs.
No, go ahead.
All right, it was fun chatting with you guys.
I know. All right, and I guess we lucked out with Zoom. I'm not.
Yeah, didn't cut you off.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.